G'day comrade subscribers. So remember the Partner 0101? Where we left it last time is we were trying to load some software via the magnetophone port. So it was RKP-format, which is the archive format they use, I guess. Converted to WAV form. So it was loading, but then we would get Oshibka error. So there was an error loading it. So I tried a test program and I tried Pac-Man, and neither worked. So I was looking at it last time. Actually, before we go on with that, so this is actually apparently an implementation of the Radio's RK-86, 86RK, sorry. One of those industrial implementations, which I didn't realise. So it's it looks a bit more complex than the original RK. It does have a JCUKEN. A very nice keyboard, actually. I think it's a Hall effect, but we've gone through all that in previous videos. So apparently when this came out, no doubt I'm going to get corrected. So 650 Soviet rubles was the price, and at official exchange rates back then, 1988, 650 rubles was 1,120 US dollars, which adjusted for inflation is about $3,000 today in 2024. But also to put it into comparison, so 650 rubles, I think the monthly average wage at the time was 160 rubles. So yeah, it's quite a few months' salary if you weren't paying for anything else, just to get one of these machines. So interesting. Yep. So anyway, what I was going to do, we have a closer look with cassette. Normally what we have, I believe, is we have some op amps. So we have like the first stage to boost the incoming signal, and then another stage to do comparison or something, comparator or something like that. Anyway, so I believe these are the two op amps down here. So I guess the idea is, if it's a faulty op amp, replace it and maybe we won't get error anymore. But I thought we could just have a look at the waveform coming in here, see if we're in the right place. So these are UD, is it a B? UDB08? Or is it a UD608? I think it's a UDB08. So yeah, let's put 741s in, I guess. If I've got any, I might have to get some. But we can check the waveform. I'll check the pin out, and we'll try loading some software again, and see what's coming in from here and what's happening over here. So there's our 80 or 8255. Well, I guess for the keyboard there. Ooh, well, they're not cheap. They're good ones. I like those green ones. K1Ms or something, I think. Anyway, don't get distracted by the cool capacitors, Brett. So, yeah, let's check the pin out. Sorry, don't mean to make you dizzy. And we'll go from there. So, I had a look at my notes from last time. See, there was a post on a Ukrainian computer forum where they got tape loading to work by replacing the op amps. So this is the particular circuit here. We've got tape coming in on the side here, and then we have those two op amps here, and then it goes into an 8255 pin 10 as MI, so magneto in, I guess. And you have magneto out. So tape in, tape out, magneto out, sound. So which one's this one? D24, D26, and then D28. So unfortunately, yeah, they're underneath the keyboard. So I'll power it on and hook up the computer, and yeah, I guess put the oscilloscope excuse me, put the oscilloscope before, after, and then there, I guess, and then on pin 10. So I've got some 741 just plain op amps that we can try replacing. So I'm not sure what what they were replaced with. So give those a go, I guess. I'll just stick a socket on so I can replace them easily. Okay, get everything set up and give it a go. Here we go. It's good to see it's still working, and as you can see, it is actually quite 86 RK-ish type of prompt there. So I believe it was R, and then you put in the name. So R, what was return again? There we go. And then you put in the file name, and away we go. So I'll connect up. We'll look at the oscilloscope whilst it's loading, and see what we can see. All right, it's not so easy doing it with the keyboard connected, because the keyboard covers. So that's D24, and there's D20. What was the other one? D26. And then obviously that's the 8255 there, D28. So signal comes into here, goes to there, then comes over to here, pin 10. And I'm just having a look. I don't really like the way that capacitor is practically grounding two tracks there. So I might move him so he's not grounding those tracks perhaps. There's probably something maybe I did when I was looking for the op amps. So I'm going to have to use this, which I think it seems to be a bit noisy, but I have to kind of hook onto the op amp and then put the keyboard over the top so that I can do the commands. Anyway, that's my problem. Let's try this again. Okie dokie, computer is on. Let's do R. TPP, the test program. TPP, nice keyboard. Alright, it's waiting to load something, so let's press play on Audacity. Okay, auto. So that's the input to the op amp. Oh, there we go. All right. And you probably see the noise. Okay, that's, oh, okay, see how low? Yes, that's 200 millivolts per division. And yeah, it's quite noisy, I think probably because of the probes that I'm using. I'll just try and stabilize it a bit. What's the best way? That's half a volt per division. And okay, it stopped playing, but yeah, the computer's still going. Let's have a look. Okay, let's start again. So R imia file. So T PP return. Okay, and Audacity. Let's play away. All right. So again, I don't really know what we're supposed to be looking at, but that's the input to the second op amp. Doesn't really look like square waves to me. I would have thought they should be square waves, shouldn't they? There we go. How's that? Still playing. I haven't adjusted anything, so I'm at 65% volume. So if I increase the volume, yeah, you can see it increases. So that's 70% there. Okay, now it's finished. So you can actually see, yeah, increase the volume. It does increase the thing. All right, well, okay. So that's the input of the second op amp. Let's have a look at the input to the 8255, the programmable peripheral interface, pin 10. So that'll be the output from the second op amp. I'm just checking out the circuit, and I noticed we've got a variable resistor here actually, before we go off to magneto in on the 8255. So that equates to, so this is the 8255 here, so that's our first op amp there, that's our second op amp. Then we've got the two resistors here, R24 and R25, which we have a look over here. We've got R25, we've got R24, so R24 is going up to R23, which is the variable resistor, and R25 goes off to the PPI, so we've got R25 there. And then that's the variable resistor there. So yeah, you could also adjust the level, I guess, which is interesting. So, but yeah, so R25. So the output comes from here to R24. R24 goes off to here. R25 goes off to pin 10. Which is where it's supposed to be taking in the data. So let's check that out, like I promised. All right, so I've actually connected to R25 because that looked easier to connect to than pin 10 of the 8255 because of the keyboard. So here we go again. So R, TPP, TPP. Okay, it's waiting to load. We're at 70%, or 72%. Let's go back down to 65%. All right, so 64%. All right, press play. Okay. All right, so that looks decent, doesn't it? That looks all right. A little negative. So that's 2 volts, so that's 5 volts. Yeah, it's basically 5 volts. That looks okay, doesn't it? Nicely formed. I assume we've got a whole string of zeros or ones or something. So it does look like the data's getting in there. That looks okay. A little negative. It's a bit strange how it goes a little negative like that. And then it's stopped. And yeah, and I'll show you the screen. It's just still sitting there waiting. So unless I'm doing something fundamentally wrong, like putting in the wrong file name, let me do it again. So I might knock it on the head soon. The op amp output looks okay, so I don't think I need to swap the op amps out to get it to work. It's like, I'm assuming it should show something on the screen when it reads a header, file header, but it's not seeing anything. So is there an issue with the file header? Because I don't have any original tapes or WAV files, so I have to regenerate them. And after a while, the video gets a bit wonky. Yeah, so I don't have any tapes I can use, and I don't have any original WAV files I can use. I have to recreate them from emulator files, basically, RKP. And yeah, so I'd like to save like a chunk of memory and then compare it, but I don't know how to save at the moment. I'm going to have to try and read the documentation. So I might. The only thing I can really think of is the. Let's just have a look at the. Let's have a look at the waveform again. We set that up. So I'm not loading anything. I'm just playing audio into. I'm just wondering about this slightly how it goes negative. Should it be going negative there? Or maybe I should, maybe that's the problem. You know, we're getting 5 volt for the ones, but we're getting a negative voltage for the zeros. Maybe that's the issue. I'm not sure because I've got nothing to compare it with. So I could try and adjust that. Sorry, I get tired. Try and adjust that variable resistor. I'll see if that makes a difference.